Welcome to the MadLab MMA. I'm Anthony Bicilio with Mike, the MadLab Iorato.
What's up?
Week 1 in NFL in the history books. Sean Strickland is the new middleweight champion of the world. What is going on?
What a world.
Bro.
What a world we live in.
Wow. You know, I'm a little mad at myself because I was down in Temecula with the team over here. We had a leadership team event, and we watched the fight. So our advisor who was there is a big Adesanya fan. Huge. That's like his guy. And I wanted to root for Strickland. But because he was there,
I think everybody was kind of rooting for him.
I didn't want,
you know
but he was big Adesanya. And then Pat goes, I'll give you a 3-1.
He told me.
He's like, I'll give you a 3-1. And Izzy was minus. Like, all right, I'll take 3-1. Now I had to root $100, whatever, $300. Now I had to root for Adesanya, but I wanted to root for Strickland, you know? And I wanted to root for Sean, but man, he bullied him around that cage, dude. Izzy had no answer for him.
He didn't look himself. Like, let's call it what it is. But I will say this, though. You can't use that as an excuse because the style that he brings is very hard. It's very hard to hit. He brings, even though it's not a full-blown Philly shell, he still has that area where he understands how to take the target away. So if you know what Izzy does, Izzy comes in, he throws that left, and then he comes hard over with the overhand right. That's like his you can't do.
And he's a counterpuncher.
And you can't do that with that kind of style. You're going to deflect off his shoulder. Or
when he lost to Cannonier Strickland, Cannonier comes straight forward.
Yeah,
I don't think you could fight backing up against Strickland like that. Because if you're fighting backing up and he's also doing the shoulder roll, it's tough to hit him.
Yeah, but still, even Dana White came out to the podium and he goes, I've never seen him look like that. He looked slow. He looked like he didn't want to be there. His coach from City Kickboxing came out to the press conference and said, look, he goes, all I'm going to say is like there was a disconnect in the corner.
Not only that, but no one's giving Strickland looked the best he's looked. He looked confident. The way he kept just stalking him down, he had that look in his eye.
Well, he's crazy. He doesn't care.
He don't care. He looked good in there. Yeah. He looked good in there.
But do you know that the UFC brass, bro, when that guy won the belt, they were like,
oh my God, here we go.
Here we go.
Now we're gonna have this clown. But I love the guy.
And and you know they don't want him because they're giving him an immediate rematch. But
do you think they don't want him? I mean, he's good for the sport. He's loud. He's funny.
You got to look at it, though. Then why isn't Aljo getting an immediate rematch?
They really want O'Malley as the champ. Do they really want Adesanya as the champ?
I think so. I mean, no, maybe not him in general, but I don't think they want Strickland as the champion.
I love it.
I mean, I love him that he's the champion, dude. I love it. But I'm saying I don't think they want him the champion. He's good. He's bound to make mistakes. Well, already he broke his belt. Did you see he broke his belt?
No, he broke the belt?
Dude, he has his belt. He goes, look, guys. You know, he always says, guys, look, guys, just want to let you know already it's broke. I broke the belt. So he goes, but I got a quick fix. Don't worry about it. He pulls duct tape out and he tapes.
He's the best. Yeah. And listen, we're going to circle back to this conversation. We'll break down the fights. Mm-hmm. But this trend of the fallen, I'm calling it the trend of the fallen champions.
It is, bro, you're right. It is.
You got Shevchenko, Usman, Adesanya, and Sterling. All these really, really tough champions are supposed to win their fights.
Yet, dude.
What?
The Shevchenko fight.
The last one.
Was that?
She lost to Grasso.
Was that in 2023? That was in 2022.
Yeah. The last 12 months of the fallen champions, okay?
But we got to throw her in there. Pena.
Yeah. Like, dude, there's a trend happening here.
Yeah, there is.
All right, there's like a changing of the guard.
Change of the guard.
Across all the divisions over here.
Yeah.
You know?
O'Malley.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Shit's going down right now in the UFC. Yeah. A lot of new faces over here. Right?
The evolution
over here. Younger guys coming up. I don't know. Old guys all of a sudden not peaking no more.
Yeah, right? Listen, I'm with you. It's kind of crazy to see it. I mean,
these are guys that everybody said, no way he's losing. Usman, no way he's losing. On the rematch, no way Usman's losing.
Well, listen, I will say this: like when
Nunez,
when you looked at when you looked at the Aljo fight, you're like, well, you know, there's a path. I honestly didn't think I was like, bro, Strickland's gonna have to fight like perfect to win this fight, and Adesanya's gonna have to. There's that was one fight I'd never seen coming. Like the other ones, I could be like, you know what? Now that I look back at the O'Malley fight, he had power. He had this. This fight, I didn't see coming, dude. Like I didn't see this coming.
I don't think we saw Usman coming either. Because how dominant he was.
Yeah.
Dominant champion.
Yeah, but he's the type of guy, bro, where he let the. Hey, man, you never know. It could have happened to Izzy too. Like Usman let the money get to his head.
I could see that with Izzy,
He did.
too.
You know, flashy. Did you see Izzy in the press conference? I told you I didn't like what he said.
Yeah, he was acting like he was above everybody.
When Strickland's like, "Come on, give me something here. We're selling this fight. Give me something." And he goes, "A wise man once said, if you argue with a fool, they don't know the difference."
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'm
shit.
like, come on, dude.
I know.
The Chinaman.
Play along a little bit.
Yo, he's the best. Dude.
All right, let's talk a little NFL real quick, and then we'll pivot into. First of all,
Aron Rogers, dude. How can you not feel bad for the Jets fan base?
Dude, Ricky was at the game. I'm gonna make sure Ricky watches this, and he was texting me before the game. It's electric in here. I've never seen Giant Stadium like this lit up. Everybody's going nuts. The Jets fans are so excited. Rogers comes running out with the American flag because of 9/11.
It was like a movie.
It was like a movie. Fourth play of the game, dude.
And it didn't even look like he went like it.
It looked like a regular tackle.
It looked like a regular tackle.
Yeah. And then I was thinking, maybe it's just a twisted ankle. Then they said X-rays negative. Oh, thank God.
But when he came out of the tent, right on to when you saw the car come on, you knew it was done.
Oh my God, bro.
I just feel I don't get it, bro. Like Ricky, you know, a diehard fan. My buddy Ben, a diehard fan. These are like guys that like they've been through the mud for how long, bro?
Oh my God.
For how long? Dude?
And you just keep getting.
Vinny Testaverde. Remember that whole situation?
Keep getting punched in the chin. Like
in the chin, in the
keeps
face.
happening.
And it's
and their defense is. They are a legitimate contender with Aaron Rodgers in there with that defense. They did to Josh Allen.
So here's my question: What do they? This is my take, and like
you
Ben
cannot start Zach Wilson.
No, Ben was arguing with me about this today because he's like, bro, you don't understand. There's a lot involved. I said, no, bro, there's money involved here. This isn't like you're playing high school and college where it's like, okay, we're gonna give you a chance, kid. Like they're ready to win now.
They have a team to win.
You know, they're ready to win right now. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't put the ball in this kid's hands because first of all, the locker room don't want him. The locker room don't want him.
They love the kid.
No. You guys like Garrett Wilson and stuff do not want this.
No,
kid
but I'm just saying he's such a super well-liked kid. So Naveen, my advisor Naveen, high level guy, he did ayahuasca. You know what ayahuasca is?
Yeah. He did it with
Rodgers and Zach Wilson was there too.
Yeah.
All-star kid, man.
Yeah, nice kid, but it doesn't make you a good player.
Yeah, no, he well-liked in a locker, respected, but, I mean, people know that he's just not the guy.
Think about this, though. Think about this for 1 second before we jump off. Like, bro, imagine being Garrett Wilson and being the receiver and being the weapons, Lazard, Brees Hall, and saying, bro, like, we're going to have yardage. Like, we're going to eat every game. One of us will eat. And then all of a sudden you got this kid. Now you got to change the scheme to dump off. Like, you know how deflating that is for like Garrett, especially Garrett Wilson, bro.
And not for nothing.
Especially me having him everywhere in my fantasy.
Then the way they won that game, that Garrett Wilson crazy ass catch, punt return for a touchdown in overtime, stadium went nuts.
But who do you go after? Like the thing, I got to be honest with you. There's a lot of guys that are throwing their hats in and like making subliminal messages. Not that they're going to take them, but. You know, you do have situations with Carson Wentz. I think if anyone comes in, he would be the front runner.
You got a Wentz. You got Matt Ryan out there who ain't that old.
You know who put his name in the hat a little bit?
Who?
RG3. He did it live on the ESPN. I'm just saying he did. I'm saying these are guys that are coming out of workout. You know, like what do you do? Like who do you go after?
Yo, well, you made a. I mean, I know.
You don't need somebody. You don't need somebody who's going to.
You name somebody who I.
Cam Newton, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
you know, like not that he's that good anymore, but I think you just need somebody good enough because you got great running game, you got amazing defense. You need someone who's going to protect the ball.
Well, he doesn't really protect the ball.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, but here's the thing: he's got to know that. Listen, we don't need you to come in here and sling for 300 yards every game. We need you to take the top off the defense when we need you to, and then we need you just be a little more than serviceable.
Just win, baby.
Just win.
That's it.
It's almost like I'm not saying that they can run a Shanahan scheme because they can't. You got to have Shanahan.
I went online, looked at some articles. They said like they could trade for like a Jameis Winston.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Listen, Matt Stafford they were talking about too.
I
don't mind that at all.
I saw that Matt Stafford, a possible trade. Someone else too. Who else did they say? I was online looking. There's a lot of names being floated around.
They got away with one last night.
Yeah.
But they can't let that go now. They have to get on the horn like this week, and they need to fucking figure this out because you can't let this kid run your offense.
Well, he looked terrible.
He looked terrible.
He looked absolutely
horrible,
terrible.
Bro. He got saved.
And so now,
and let's be honest, as good as the Jets defense looked, Allen.
He equally didn't look as good.
He played horrible.
Yeah, he played horrible. And now let's talk about the Giants. That was one of the worst games I've ever seen the Giants play. I've been watching the Giants. I was a little kid. I mean, that was absolutely putrid, disgusting, horrible. It was sacks. Everything.
Do you know they broke a
didn't
record?
Stop. For what?
A season record in one game.
What was the season record of what?
I'm going to read it to you right now.
Bro, that was just, oh my God.
I've never seen anything like it.
I mean,
and people are arguing with me. They're telling me, I'm like, bro, I was like, you got a guy in Saquon Barkley who you should be building your team. You should be loading up on offensive linemen. But they give this guy, bro, they only get, bro, his guaranteed money is
he only got like $12 million.
But his guaranteed money is only $3 million less than Allen and $5 million less than Mahomes a year.
Barkley?
No.
Jones?
Yeah.
They give him 40. How do you give that guy $40 million a year?
And they're arguing with me. They're like, "Oh, they adjusted his contract." I'm like, "Bro, you're talking about the Niners, my team. How we got all these people? We have these people because we didn't have these overblown contracts."
How do you give Daniel Jones that money? I don't understand.
So
what did he prove to anybody to earn that? And I'm a Giants fan.
Listen to this friggin' stat, dude.
Every time I looked, I left at halftime. I went to the bar with my wife.
No team has ever lost 40-0 or worse, lost the sack battle 7-0 or worse, lost the turnover battle 3-0 or worse, had a blocked field goal return for a TD, and threw a pick six in a single season. The Giants did it in one game.
Oh my God, bro! Think about that.
In one game.
That was just awful. I mean, it was you had your stomach turn. Giants fans were leaving, starting the third quarter. My boy called me up. He's like, "That was the most miserable game I've ever been to in my entire life, high school, college, or pro." He's like, "It was disgusting."
I mean, I literally at one point was just watching it to see if they dropped a 50 burger on it.
Wow, bro. I mean, so hard to watch.
Well, we got one bright side though. My Niners look like they're. Dude.
Niners look like they're primed for a run.
Like, for instance, Brock Purdy. A guy that you don't need him to throw for 300 a game. You just need. They got the defense to lean on, but you can't lean on that Jets defense and expect them to bail him out all the time.
No.
They need help.
Yeah.
You know, so. But listen, the fantasy our DFS pack kicked off this weekend. We had a really good week in NFL wagering. Bro, spot on. The content was. Derek had contrarian corner. I had MadLab against the chalk. We had the RPS playbook. Really, really, really good stuff. I'm telling you, it's a really, really good product. So definitely come down and check us out.
Everything's the same monthly price. You get all the NFL included. Just a value add to the members.
You know, we're gonna run it for a little bit longer.
Weekly or monthly.
We're gonna run it for a little bit longer. You get NFL completely free,
and you get college football wages on Saturday too.
Yeah, with your MMA sub. So I mean, guys, check it out. themadlabmma.com. You don't need no promo code. You just go right into the thing and pick your thing off the menu.
Now. On to the fights. We're just going to cover the top three fights.
Oh, we didn't do a show last week, by the way. Not because we didn't want to do a show.
Because it got corrupted.
I dropped the ball, and I never plugged in the audio.
The audio.
And
we babbled to fucking nobody.
To nothing. So here we are again.
All right, here we are again. We're going to cover the top three fights on the card. We'll start at the top.
I have a feeling. Listen, we didn't really discuss. We discussed this a little bit, but I have a feeling there's a chance that we're going to be out of the three fights on the different side of two of them. That's my maybe all three of them actually.
I told MadLab this morning. I said, "Hey man, you know what's going on with this trend, the champions and the Shevchenko Grasso rematch." I'm like, I'm worried about this fight because I'm looking at how Shevchenko. I'm not only just looking at she lost to Grasso, is that she almost lost, which I thought she did to Talia Santos as well, right? I didn't like that. I think Lauren Murphy was in between those fights that she won, I'm pretty sure. I think Grasso's a good boxer. They got that Mexican toughness thing going on. We got these champions that have been champions for a long time losing. I don't like the way the trend is going. I'm not feeling confident with Valentina. He's feeling seemingly the opposite about the situation, okay? And now I'm going to call it as it is right here. He's been on this side of the long-time champions.
0-2.
Okay, Sterling, Usman, he's been on their side. And I don't like what's been going on here.
I know.
All right?
I agree with you.
I don't like what's been going on here. Adesanya. Okay? I don't like this. And I'm not very confident here in Valentina. I'm not. Okay? And I'm going to go with the dog here, Alexa Grasso from
knew it.
Mexico.
I knew
And that's it. I'm taking a stand.
I'm
taking a stand.
This is stemming from his years of boxing with like the Mexican pride thing.
I'm taking a stand.
All right. Listen, I'm not shitting on it, but all I'm saying
Now I'll say this. Obviously, if MadLab puts a wager in for Shevchenko, let's fucking go Shevchenko, because that's our team and we want to win. And he definitely knows way more than me about everything here. But I just got the way these things been happening, the way these champions been like it's almost like a quarterback that all of a sudden he's just not the same anymore year to year. I don't know what happens. It's just happening across the board. You know, she's 35 now. What is she, 35, Valentina? You know, it's not that old, but I don't know. She's been in a lot of fights. So I'm going to go with the dog here carefully.
The problem I have with Valentina is that is her fights are getting seemingly closer and closer.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like this is a girl who, this is the trend with her. She'll have a fight where we'll question her. We're like, man, she really didn't look good. Then she'll come back and she'll dominate. And then she'll have a fight where she didn't really look good. And she'll come back and dominate. It's like but they're getting closer and closer. Those variables now are getting close, where she's not having like 3 dominant fights, and they're getting closer and closer. Is it age? Could be. Is it because that she's not getting up in the morning and saying, this is a fight I got to get pumped to train for? You got to remember, look at these lines, guys. Like, when they say, give me a fight to get me out of bed in the morning, think about this. These are the closing lines. Talia Santos, minus 800. Lauren Murphy, minus 1900. Jennifer Maia, minus 2500. Liz Carmouche, minus 1250. Jessica I, minus 1500. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, minus 333. Cachoeira, minus 1100. Amanda Nunes, the GOAT, minus 145. So there is a world where this girl's saying, like, I'm just not, like, nothing's getting me out of bed in the morning. I think I'm going to go fight. I'm going to defend my belt. This is what I do. But nothing's really, no chip on her shoulder. She had, she comes into this fight. She probably thought the same thing was going to happen. I'm going to go in there. It's going to be business as usual. I'm going to beat this girl, hell or high water. I'm going to go back with my belt. I'm going to fight another girl. I'm going to be minus 1500. She was winning the fight. It was 29-28 going into the fourth round.
Very close fight, though.
Yeah, but there were certain parts of the fight where she had some dominant positions. She almost crucifixed her and stuff like.
Yeah.
She was beating her up a little bit at certain points in the fight, So then what happens is she does one of the biggest mistakes that she could do, and it's one of the things to clear range where it's probably the last thing you should do against a striker like Grasso. And it turned out she flipped the table and did something else. But that spinning kick, side kick, was more to get her off of her. Like, get off her. But when you throw kicks like that, you got to make sure the fighter is in a certain range, because if they're too close to you, you're either going to kick and you're going to slide off their oblique, or you're going to miss them completely and you're going to get caught up in like a pretzel. That's exactly what happened. She threw that kick in such close range, gained no leverage on it. She lost her balance. She took her back, and that was the end of the fight. She lost that fight on a major mistake that probably haunted her every day up until it's going to haunt her until she walks into the cage and either wins or loses. But it was a mistake. It's not like Grasso came in and all of a sudden had this clinic on her, almost like we just saw with Strickland.
Yeah, that was the clinic.
You know what I mean? This was a mistake. She's 35 years old. She definitely is losing a step. But when you're this dominant of a champion and everybody else is down here, when you lose a step, that still keeps you either above water, or maybe they're just closing the gap a little bit. I just think, listen, this is you look at the rematch, you look at what Amanda Nunes lost to Pana, and then she came back and destroyed her.
She did.
You know what I mean?
She did.
And now you got the same situation where it's like, yeah, Grasso's tough. Grasso's got great boxing. She's a dog. She's an absolute dog, and I love her. I think she's great for the sport. But I just see this a get-good spot for Valentina, where maybe she's not going to come in and destroy her, but you're going to see a totally different fight. She's not going to make mistakes. Like, she's not going to make any mistakes. She's got the grappling edge, despite what anyone thinks. Yeah, she got submitted, but if they go toe for toe in the grappling, Valentina's the better grappler. She was trying to get the fight to the ground.
I agree there.
You know what I mean?
Who do you think's a better boxer?
The cleaner boxer, two different, is Grasso, but she's not a boxer. She's more kickboxing, karate style. You know what I mean? So, and she lays heavy on that lead leg, being a boxer.
She does.
You know what I mean?
Does.
So I think
I love the way she throws her punches, though.
Yeah, the technical ability in striking goes to Valentina. The technical ability.
She's actually similar to Strickland, the way she throws her punches.
Yeah, but she's got the youth on her side,
yep,
and she's got the speed. So she's got to find a way to nullify her speed. I listen. I don't see her dropping 2 straight to Alexa Grasso. I don't see it happening. I mean, even when she fought Amanda Nunes back in the day, there's an argument that she did beat her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like she got out of bed for that fight. I think she's getting out of bed for this fight. I think she's got something to prove. What happens after this, I don't know. But I think we will probably see a rubber match.
Let's see it then.
You know, so I think and still.
All right. If you put a wager on it.
Yeah, of course. It'll be if wager goes in, it'll be in the bet pack. I'll take Valentina by decision.
All right. There you have it. I'll take Grasso by decision right now. All right. We got Kevin Holland, Jack Della Maddalena. Really, really good fight. Really, really good fight.
This might be this could be a main event.
This could be a main event. So here's my take on this fight. You know, every time Holland fights a striker, looks fantastic. He got the speed advantage. Whenever he fights guys that have a good ground game is when usually he has his issues, right? Both of these guys, you look at the stats over here. Both of these guys don't take guys down a lot. Neither Jack doesn't do it either. If this thing stays on the feet, even though Holland's a slight dog here, I think Holland has the advantage on the feet. I think he's faster than Maddalena. I think this is a dangerous fight for Maddalena, and I like Holland in this spot, dude. I'm picking Holland as a dog. I think he's plus 125 right now. I like him as a dog. I think he has speed advantage. I think that Maddalena is going to be a little shocked by Holland's skill on the feet. I do.
Yeah. So Jack. The thing with JDM is his fight against that guy Basil, dude. Like he couldn't do nothing with that guy. I mean, he had him in spots. Don't get me wrong. Like he had him in spots. But that dude fought. If you look at the numbers, it looks like it was much more down. But the kid was tough. Basil was a tough kid. I don't know how he didn't put him out. I didn't know how but we were biting our nails in that fight for a little while at least. The thing with Holland is, you're right, bro. Like he's long, he's rangy.
He's fought the stiffer competition.
He's fast.
He's fast.
He's powerful. He has a better kicking game.
It's a really good fight.
JDM is more of a boxer.
Yeah.
But JDM has very, very underrated grappling.
He just hasn't shown it. He hasn't had to.
He hasn't had to. He's got very underrated grappling.
Is he going to be a tough guy and try to keep it on the feet?
Well, that's what concerns me here. But if he that's where I think he wins this fight. I think he wins this fight with utilizing, because listen, if you take a shot on someone like Kevin Holland who doesn't have great takedown defense, it got better. Take a shot on him. You have success early on in the fight. What does that do? That brings your hands down. And now he's open. Now he's going to be susceptible to a striker like JDM, who's accurate, who knows how to throw combinations. Listen, this is a pick 'em fight.
Yeah.
But because I'm such a JDM, I lean JDM because I just love his style. I'm going to give him one more shot. I'm going to go with JDM. But like I said, this is a pick 'em fight. There's no right or wrong answer here. Zero. Like I would stay far, far away from this from betting. From a
DFS perspective, it should be good high output, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because both of these guys, either way, they're hella high water. They're going to be throwing heat.
Great fight. Really excited for this fight.
But from a DFS perspective, it's 1,000% targetable. But from a wagering perspective, guys, I would stay far, far away from this.
All right, so we're on the wrong side of both of them. Let's see the last fight on the card. We got the kid. Raul Rosas coming back against this guy, Terrence Mitchell. Mitchell's 33 years old. Rosas is the youngest kid ever in the UFC, coming off that frustrating loss, his first loss in his career. And if you watch that loss, man, he came out hot. He would not stop trying to take the guy down. And then he started gassing early. He got schooled. He really got schooled, and he got treated like a little kid in there, like an immature kid who came out with his adrenaline pumping. He had an adrenaline dump in there, and he learned a lot. Did he learn enough to correct it and just be a lot calmer in there this time around? This guy, Terrence Mitchell, I looked at his record. I know he lost to Kai Kara France a while ago. I don't know much about him. He's got a pretty balanced, he's 14-3, 8 KOs, 6 submissions. I know I talked to MadLab about it. The guy's got a decent ground game. Rosas has an excellent ground game, I know, for a young kid. The UFC wants this kid to win.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to put him in a spot, but I'm gonna think the kid reprieves himself, and he comes back and he wins this fight, and somehow he subs this kid. Not this kid, he subs this guy.
Yeah.
Because he's the kid.
Yeah. So
I do.
Listen, I don't agree with you. I know. Listen, but they wanted that with Rodriguez.
I know they did.
You know, they wanted that with Rodriguez. Rodriguez is not a bad fighter. That was a horrible read on my end because I picked Rosa in that fight.
I think everybody did.
Yeah, everybody did, but I hold myself to a different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I get it.
I go deeper, and I look back at it now. I'm like, dude, what was I thinking? Like, I went against a lot of my constitutions with that. You know, but
let me ask you a question before you go on to that. In that last fight against Rodriguez, you think that if he came out with a slower pace and didn't do it that way, you know, like, do you think he still would have got beat up and like beat up in the scorecard like that?
But here's the thing, bro. Like, he came out hot like that because his adrenaline was. Yeah. You know, he said at the time, what is he, 17 at the time? Because he's 18 now. He's, oh my God, he's in this big spot. Like, the cameras are on him. Everyone's expecting him to be this big thing and this and that. Then he comes out and he has a showcase. But then when he went back to his corner, he was like, holy shit, like, I just dumped my tank. And then now you're nervous because you're panting. And now you're like, oh my God, what if I can't make it out of this second round? And the waterfall goes, you know, like when you do anything, bro. Like, if you're lost in the fucking woods, bro.
Yeah.
If you're lost in the woods, all of a sudden your heart starts racing. If you think your heart's having a heart attack, you probably are starting to believe you're having a heart attack. Like, this kid started questioning himself, and he started to question, am I going to last? I thought I was going to get this guy out of here. I bit into my own cake, and I didn't. Here's the problem with that. He's only 1 year removed from that. He's still 18, bro.
Yep.
He's still 18 years old. Now the pressure's really on because now they're giving him a guy that he technically should beat. You know, because Terrence Mitchell's not really a great athlete. He's got knocked out by Saman, and if you watch that fight, like, he looked like he was on skates the whole fight. But he's still 30 years old. He's still got man strength.
33.
33 years old. He's still got man strength. He's still a decent grappler. Like, I don't know, bro.
And what reason is Rosas a minus 700?
I have no idea.
But wouldn't you think that after that loss?
That's minus 300. Minus 300.
Yeah, considering
minus 350.
Why is he minus 700?
Yeah, I mean, here, you know what? Talk for a minute while I do this. 'Cause I want to check something now that you just said that. I want to see what his odds were against. I want to see what Mitchell's odds were against Saman.
Saman was, if I remember this, because we had Saman in a parlay.
In parlays, yeah.
And I think Saman was like minus 350. Is my guess. He was a sizable favorite against Terrence Mitchell.
All right, so
and then for Rosas to be minus 700 against
Rosas right here.
You know, it shows you the previous line.
Yeah, so Rosas previous. Here Mitchell.
Yeah.
Terrence Mitchell. All right, so it's not showing it. That's weird.
It's not showing against Saman?
No.
I'm pretty sure he was a size.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because you tied him into
I would never tie 650.
You would have put him straight up if he was under minus 200.
Yeah, so he was like, so how?
I don't know.
You're coming off how?
That's nuts.
Simon's a good fighter, dude.
Yeah, right.
He's a good fighter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're talking about you're putting this guy against a guy in Mitchell who's more of a grappler. Rose is more of a grappler. You got two guys on the ground. You got one guy has grown into his
Doesn't make sense.
I'm going with the dog on this, bro. I'm taking a long shot flyer on this one.
I don't blame you.
I'm not saying I'm going to put a wager in on it, but something about this, I'm not sold that this kid's ready for the UFC yet.
I don't want to root against this
I don't
kid.
either. I want the kid to win. I like the kid. I think he's a great kid. His story. But there's something about this fight. It's just like, I don't know, man. You're 18 years old, bro. It's not like you're coming in. You're already in a deficit now. Like, what kind of constitution do you have? Are you going to come in and say, dude, forget that fight. I'm going to come in here and show these people what's up. You're 18. Like, you got to have some doubts in yourself. Like, what if I lose this fight? What if, like... You remember when he was...
I wonder what his mindset's like for a young kid.
They pulled him out
of
high school. He's home study. He was like this big celebrity. Then he loses the fight. Now, like, forget about it. Like, the world will crumble if this kid loses to Terrence Mitchell. I don't like it. I think it's way too much pressure on the kid. I'm gonna go with the dog in this spot.
We're on the wrong side of all three of these.
Yeah.
I love it. It's probably the first time.
Yeah.
Who we got Thursday night in the game?
Thursday night.
Man, I'm so happy football's back. Thursday, dude. Michigan Saturday, Sunday. Alabama lost on Saturday, by the way.
I know.
So happy about that. They never lose their first game.
Thursday night football is...
Who we got? Tell me it's a good game, please.
Thursday night. It's Vikings and Eagles.
Okay.
Bro, guess what week 3 is?
Niners who?
Take a guess.
Niners, Ravens. Who is it? Somebody good? Chargers? Who is it?
Giants.
Oh, God. And it's in San Francisco?
Yeah,
I won't even watch.
You gotta watch. You gotta watch it together,
Of course I'm gonna watch
September
the Giants get
21st. Oh my God, bro.
You gotta give it. Your boys are looking good, bro.
I know.
I mean,
I'm not saying nothing though. I do this every year.
All right, we'll see you Thursday. We'll see you Saturday. We'll see you Sunday. We'll see you Monday. Because
one more thing. We got Showdown's dog pick of the week.
Yep.
All right.
I wonder who her dog is. Tell me after.
She told me 2, and she's got to narrow it down to 1. So by now, obviously, I have it in. So there it is.
All right, click on the link in the description if you want to give us a shot on here. You guys know we're doing NFL. Wagers, DFS.
I got to take a piss.
We're doing the Showdown Slate, RPS playbook. I mean, everything you need for football and UFC and college football wagers are right here at the MadLab MMA. We'll see you soon.